Namaste, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining today. As you enter the practice, give yourself a moment to relax your palms on your lap and arrive to your body and settle into your support. As we regularly do when we start the practice, we invite ourselves to gradually move from the attention that we put to the outside world, noises, sounds, things happening around us, towards the attention that we bring towards our own self. Today specifically, we'll try to bring the intention and the attention into our hearts, slowly bringing the gaze down towards that space, the eyelids soft, and we check in by taking a moment to scan the physical body, by trying to soften the skin from top to bottom, by letting the heavy bones in our bodies release and ground, and by also inviting the lighter bones like the sternum, the skull, to lift and float up towards the skies. As I've been sharing this week in classes, I'm reading another piece from this book called Comfortable with Uncertainty by Pema Chodron, the Buddhist nun. And this little piece is called Loving Kindness, the Essential Practice. For an aspiring warrior of the heart, the essential practice is to cultivate Maitri, or what we call loving kindness. The teachings speak of placing our fearful mind in the cradle of loving kindness. Another image for Maitri, or loving kindness, is that of a mother bird who protects and cares for her young until they are strong enough to fly away. People sometimes ask, who am I in this image, the mother or the chick? The answer is, we are both the loving mother and those ugly little chicks. It's easy to identify with the babies, blind, raw, and desperate for attention. We are a poignant mixture of something that isn't all that beautiful and yet is dearly loved. Whether this is our attitude towards ourselves or toward others, it is the key to learning how to love. We stay with ourselves and others when we are screaming for food and have no feathers, and also when we are more grown up and more appealing by worldly standards. In cultivating loving kindness, we learn first to be honest, loving, and compassionate towards ourselves. Rather than nurturing self-denigration, we begin to cultivate a clear, seeing kindness. Sometimes we feel good and strong. Sometimes we feel inadequate and weak, but like mother love, Maitri is unconditional. No matter how we feel, we can aspire that we be happy. We can learn to act and think in ways that sow seeds of our future well-being. Gradually, we become more aware about what causes happiness, as well as what causes distress. Without loving kindness for ourselves, it is difficult, if not impossible, to genuinely feel it for others. As you sit nice and tall, letting your breaths brush your system, move deeper and closer to the heart space. And as you drop into that center, you're moving closer to the root, the origin, the source of loving kindness, where it all begins. And you can imagine it shining in the middle of your life like a star, a beautiful, powerful source of light. And that brilliant spark shines into your system, into your body, and it moves out into the world around you and around all of us. And we even sit inside of that light and we feel it shining on us. We breathe in the source of love. We breathe out smoothly, allowing that energy to expand. And then we bring our palms together, letting them rest right in front of that sacred center. And as we still visualize that space, rooted in light, in loving kindness, we bring our mind towards our intention today. And we visualize ourselves moving with that intention through the journey and returning back and again to the source of all, to the center rooted in loving kindness. If you choose to join me, we'll open with the Om sound, inhaling deeply through the nose. Big exhale, then breathing in again. We connect when we are ready, head, hands, and heart, the three together, mind, body, soul. And then we release the palms down to the lap, lifting the head and opening the eyes. Welcome again. Thank you, everyone. Let's move into the mat. Have your belt close by. We're going to use it soon. Just going to move my props. And the belt doesn't need to be in a loop. I have it already looped because I left it like that, but you don't need to loop it. You can just use the two sides. And I'm just going to keep it close by for a moment. We're going to come onto our backs. And today we are going to start by just bringing both knees into the armpit. So I'm not bringing the knees together in front of the chest, but they are a little bit more wide open. And I'm going to just start by bringing them towards me so I feel the back plane of my body releasing onto the mat, the back of the skull, the shoulders, and a little bit more of that sensation of a flat back as I'm pressing my knees in and starting to awaken back my groins and hip flexors. From this place, if you want, you can start slowly creating some circles or drawing circles with your ankles, with your feet, any direction that you choose. And do a few of those one way, and then you reverse it. Of course, this is a little bit playful, so you can, if you want, just flex and point your feet or bring them both towards the same direction and then opposite. Play a little bit there with the feet and the toes. So you feel a little bit more of the firing of the ligaments and the joints, and maybe tingling sensation there. After you do a few of those, we are going to add a little bit more movement through the knees, Going again, like I did with my feet, in circles. Give yourself a few repetitions on the same way that you started. So we, like I said, slowly start awakening our bodies. I'm guessing for many of us, it might be the first practice of the day. So go easy on yourself and then reverse a few times. And maybe you can pick up sensations in different areas in your body, or maybe some spot that feels a little bit constricted or tight. Give yourself loving kindness today. Good. Breathing smoothly through the nose, just one more or two of those circles. Good. Okay, then from here, we are going to put our feet down, rest them down for a moment. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Good. And before you extend your legs with your hands, lift your pelvis just a little bit off the mat and lengthen the gluteal muscles or the lumbar muscles so they are more flat onto the mat. And then you're going to extend the legs, push through your heels, hold opposite elbows, bring your arms over the head, push through your inner heels towards the end of your mat or the head of your mat, and then the elbows away from your head. Notice if you're arching a lot in the lower back, then you need to return with your feet and re-extend the lumbars and then reset those legs, okay? And again, one breath here. Exhale, release through the arms and re-bend the knees, bringing the feet on the mat. We are going to take the strap, belt, or scarf, whichever you have. I have the loop, so I'm going to use it, but like I said, you can just use both tails. I'm going to bring the belt onto my right heel, and today I'm going to start by pressing my heel into the strap. My leg is going to be vertical, so slowly we're going to start opening the back of the leg, activating our quads, and in this action that I'm doing, I want two opposite energetical, let's say, actions. My right heel is pushing up towards the ceiling. My right sitting bone and glute are pushing down towards the mat or the sticky, okay? So it's like an arrow that is going in opposite ways. I'm pushing my sitting bone down, pushing or grounding my sitting bone onto the sticky, and the heel is going up towards the ceiling. Stay there for a couple of breaths. If you feel that there's a lot of pulling in the back of your leg, if you've been riding a bicycle or running or doing some stuff like that, then you can, of course, bend your knee and give yourself a little give there on the leg so it's not so painful or not so pulling, okay? So either or. Now I'm going to extend my left leg, but not onto the floor. I'm going to hover the leg over my mat, just like I'm going to say 5 inches. And I'm pushing through the heel in that left leg. And I'm going to stay here for a moment, activating my core a little more. Good. And then I'm going to bring the left leg down to touch, but before I do that, I want you to think of the inseam of your left leg touching your sticky mat first. I know it's kind of difficult that that happens, but I want you to think of the inner leg coming down faster than the outer leg. Inner leg, inner leg, inner leg, moving down until you touch down. Beautiful. We keep that. We keep pressing through the right heel. I have my helper here. And then I'm going to keep that, and without lifting my head or my chest, if it's possible for you, you're going to try and bring your leg a little closer. Hello. A little closer to your chest, okay? But it's not super big. It's just maybe like 1 inch or 1 millimeter. Okay, good. And then, as I'm breathing and I'm still pushing through the right heel and the left one at the same time, this is an add-on. You don't have to do it if it doesn't feel good. I'm going to draw my belly in and I'm going to lift head, chest, and shoulders off the mat. So I'm bringing the leg towards me, and I'm also bringing my torso towards the leg. I'm still pushing my left heel away from my body. For one more breath. And then I'm slowly returning with the torso, letting my leg come back towards the neutral. And from here, I'm going to hold my belts with my left hand. And I'm actually going to move so you can see what I'm doing. And with the right leg still up. Now what I'm going to do is to bend the right knee. So now I'm bending the knee for sure. And I'm going to bring that bent knee over to the left. It's going to look a little bit like a pigeon pose, but upside down. And I'm going to keep that knee bent with the pigeon shape. And if your left hand is able to catch your right foot, you can do that. If it doesn't, you still hold the belt or scarf, and you keep that leg bent coming towards the left. You'll feel a little bit of that opening in the IT band, maybe outer hip, glute, hamstring perhaps. So it's not a complete twist. I'm just creating a little bit of a movement of that right leg, crossing the midline over to the left. Take another breath. Good, and then with my belts in my hands, I'm going to return with that right leg up. Good, and then slowly I'm going to bend that right knee, take the belt out and release that leg. Take a deep breath in. Notice one leg compared to the other. Good, and we'll move into the second side. I'm going to switch again so I can twist later. But now we go into the left heel with that scarf or belt, and I'm pushing the heel up towards the ceiling. Relax the shoulders down if you can, so hold the belt at a point where you can have your shoulders relaxed. Push through the heel, and the first movement we are doing is to push the sitting bones down or ground the sitting bones at the same time that you're pushing through your heel. Again, a reminder that if you need to bend the knee, you bend the knee and soften that pull in the back of the leg. Try to contract your kneecaps and your quads towards your bones so we create more opening in the back of the leg. And then I'm going to add the right leg extended, hovering over my mat like 4 or 5 inches. Push through that right heel. Both legs, they are really active. It looks a little bit like a J letter or an L. And then I'm going to try and bring the inseam of my right leg down to the mat before the outer side touches. So inside of the leg coming down faster than the outer side until you touch down. Keep pushing through that right heel. Good, and now I'm going to try and bring my left leg a little closer. It's not big, just a little. Breathing through the nose. For me, it's harder to breathe through the nose because I'm talking all the time, right? But you want to try and create that fluidity through your breath. And then if you want to add chest, head, shoulders coming off the mat a little, you come and you still bring the leg a little closer and the trunk a little closer to the leg. One more breath. Good, then slowly release. Return with the leg towards the neutral. We are going to bend now that left knee, and I'm going to bring the leg towards the right. So like I said, it's going to look a little bit like a pigeon pose, right? If you remember that one. And then I'm going to, if I can, with my right hand, hold the foot, if not with the belt that you have it already. And I'm moving that left leg a little bit to the right side. And I'm just going to stay there to feel that opening or stretching or that sensation in the IT band, outer glute for a few breaths. Good, one more breath here. And then slowly grabbing your belt, return to center, push through that heel. Keep the right leg active if you forgot about that one. And then bend the left knee, release that belt, extend the left leg next to the right one, take a deep breath in. Let the legs just relax to the sides. Good. Okay, let's bend our knees. We are going to come over to our right side, exactly like I am. So I'm saying what I'm doing. I'm going to lie sideways on my mat. I'm supporting my head with my arm. If you need a pillow there or a blanket, please put it. And from here, what I'm going to do is to bend my left knee, bring it towards the chest. Two options here. You catch again your belt and you use it, or with your hand or peace fingers, you can grab the big toe. And from there, we are going to just first bring the knee up towards the ceiling. The secret here is to ground the right side of your body down onto your mat. It's like if you're gluing your side body to the sticky and you're pushing into your right outer foot. And then with your left arm, I want you to try and push your knee back a little. So instead of letting the knee come forward, see if you can push it back as you activate your glutes. So make your glutes active, squeeze them in, keep that knee moving back, and then see if you can slowly go towards an extended left leg. It doesn't matter how far you're going, nobody really cares. You can keep that knee bent and stay in this position, that's all good. We are creating a lot of opening in the right side of the body, and also, of course, inner legs adductors working, glutes active, front spine lifting towards the nose. Nice, bend that left knee, extend through the leg. Good, you can go on your belly and switch sides. I'm gonna go over to the other side. Same idea, last side. We are on the left now. Pad your head with pillow, block, blankie, whatever you have there for you. If holding the side line in this position, it's hard, you can always bend your under leg, so that will give you more stability, okay? Extended or bend. Make the left line of your body be super grounded onto your mat. Try to bring the glutes into one another, so we are not poking the glutes out, okay? You're trying to bring the body into one stick, like a sushi stick. And then from there, I'm going to bring my right knee towards the chest. Good, bring it as close as you can. See if you can go with your peace fingers or the belt around the foot. Good, first we just bring the knee up. And as usual, one side is more difficult than the other. So you may feel like in one side it was super easy and the other one is the opposite, like what happens to me. Okay, from here, we push the knee back, we squeeze the glutes, we lengthen through the spine, and then from there, keeping that action of the knee moving back, see if you can slowly go towards lifting that leg. It may not go too far, it will feel different than the other, like what happens to me. I think it happens to all of us. Squeeze the glutes towards one another. Try to ground the left side of your body. Push through that right heel for one more breath. Open up the back of that right leg as much as you can. Good, bend that knee, release. Beautiful, let's go on to our bellies. And from here we have the perfect place. Put your hands under the shoulders. Come into tabletop, hands and knees. Nice, let's take the cat-cow a few times. Inhaling, arching, shoulder blades down, lifting the heart. Exhaling, we roll. Two more, inhaling. Exhale. One more. Good, we are back to center. From here, we are going to hold the mat with your hands. So I'm going into the sides of my mat to hold it and grab it. I'm going to move my knees a few inches behind the hips. Bring your toes close to the sides of your mat, the edges. Tuck the toes. First, push your sitting bones back towards the heels. Feel that opening a little bit in the chest, shoulder blades towards one another. Then we go back forward, lift your knees. We go up, downward facing dog. I'm keeping my knees bent like usual when I start, and I'm pushing my sitting bones up and away from each other. Try to bring the upper arm bones out a little, external rotation, relax the head and the neck, spread the toes. And then we're going to go slow one at a time, lengthening one heel down, push that heel down and breathe. Then slowly make that switch. Opposite heel coming down to earth. Push through your hands so the spine becomes tall. And again, push one heel down. We are walking slow motion, pedaling the feet. And then the other one. Good. Now both at the same time, we try to bring those heels down to the earth, lifting inner arches, draw the pelvic floor up, ribs towards the pelvis. Good, and then bring your knees down, back to our mat. Good, from here, I'm going to bring my left foot forward, and I'm keeping my right knee on the mat. If you need to put padding under the right knee, please do. Then after I have that, I'm going to bring my right shin behind. You see I did a little turn, and now I have a shape that looks a little bit like warrior two, but I'm on my knee. Okay, left forearm onto the left thigh, and I want you to send that left shoulder back, lift chest and belly towards the ceiling on your right, and we're going to bring the right arm up and over, and we create that opening in the right side as we send the belly and the chest. And we are pushing into the left heel, and I'm not collapsing on my left shoulder. I'm trying to push my thigh away so I can open up the chest. Beautiful. From here, inhale, come up. We are going towards the right, lift the left leg up. It looks like a half moon or a side plank. Left arm up, squeeze the glutes. Stay there for a breath or two. Good, and then option here to bend that left knee, left hand, go grab the foot, push the foot into the hand, and we send the sacrum in, we expand the chest, and we go a little bit more into a back bend. One more breath. Then we re-extend, bring that left foot down, push, come up. Beautiful. Let's go back to the right side, the left foot in front. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, put your hands down, lift your right knee. Right hand goes down. I'm going to twist to the left. Roll the shoulders back, left hip moving towards the back of your mat. Push the right heel towards the end of the mat as well. Left hand goes down. We go back, downward facing dog. Regular down dog, feet are hip distance apart. Push the mat away. Feel your sacrum as the apex of your posture. Release the head. Remember, the energy in this posture is going up, up, up towards the sitting bones. Then bring your knees down. Beautiful, stay there. And now we are going to bring the right foot forward, and I'm going to be on my left knee, okay? Beautiful, second side. Now I'm going to turn that left shin, okay? So I'm going to look like if I'm doing the warrior two on the opposite side, right leg. Right forearm onto the thigh, spin the chest and the belly up towards the ceiling, squeeze your glutes to support the lower back, left arm up and over. We are creating a side opening action. It looks like the side angle pose, belly towards the opposite side, almost like if the fibers of your lower belly, they are moving from right to left. Don't collapse on that right shoulder, lift up. Good, and we push up. We go over to the left. Right leg goes up like the half moon, right arm up. Squeeze the glutes open through the chest. Push through that right heel. Good, option here to bend the right knee, catch the foot with the right hand, and push the foot into the hand, go a little bit more into that opening. Shoulders are hugging the back of your chest. One more breath. Good, re-extend both. Push the left hand onto the floor so you can come up. Beautiful, okay. And from here, we are going back towards the right leg being in front. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, put the hands down, lift the left knee. Left hand down, we twist to the right. Shoulders back, right hip back. Right hand comes down, we go back to downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in here. Center of the heels moving down, belly in. From here we inhale into plank pose. Use your knees if you need to come down. Fingertips right outside the mat for cobra. Open up through the chest. Stay here for a moment. Send the glutes into one another, sacrum in. Telescope the sternum up, up, up. Exhale. Hands down under the shoulders, tuck your toes. Up we go, downward facing dog. Good. Bend the knees, gaze forward, take a step or two, or jump to the top of your mat. Hands to the shins, inhale halfway, lengthen the heart forward. Exhale and fold, bending the knees if you need. Inhale, come all the way up. I don't have the space. Good, and exhale, hands to center, and release. Good, from here, we are going to move from where you are, stay there. From here we go again, inhaling, arms up overhead. This time hook your thumbs and extend through the sides. Stay with the arms as they are, squeeze the glutes into one another, come to the chair pose. Draw the belly up, sacrum down. We keep the chest open. Go onto your heels if you can. Bring the hands to the heart. Good. Now I'm going to bring my left elbow on top of my right thigh. Okay, so I'm using it to hook there. Push the palms into one another, twist towards your right. Notice if your left knee is coming forward. It's normal, but see if you can push it back a little bit so it's more level with your left, with your right. Good, one more breath. Good, then we inhale back to center and we'll switch sides. Right elbow to the left thigh, hook it there. Push into the thigh so you can twist to the left. Good, drop the sitting bones, lift the belly to the left. And notice if the right knee is going forward, see if you can move it back a little. Inhale back to center. Exhaling, we fold, Uttanasana. Inhaling halfway. Exhale, walk back, downward facing dog. Good, inhale, right leg up. Bend the right knee, opening that hip towards the left. Level the shoulders, belly in, head heavy. Re-extend, right leg up. Right foot forward. Squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale, high lunge, crescent. Lengthen through the sides, squeeze the inner thighs. Bring the arms behind. Lace the fingers, roll the shoulders, extend through the arms. One more breath. Good, arms up, inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart. We are going into warrior 3. So if you need your blocks, Go and catch them. We lift up and we fly like those chicks when they start learning how to fly. You can touch down, you can stay halfway, try to firm the hips into one another, belly up, lengthen through the spine. One more breath there. Good, good, good. And then slowly I'm going to put that left foot down and I'm going to ground it like a warrior one. You may need your blocks for what's coming. So bring them close by, okay? I'm going to bend the front knee. I have my back foot turned in a diagonal like the warrior one. Put your blocks under the shoulder so you have support. Send the right hip back. And I want us to press into the right heel and big toe so you can extend or straighten that front leg. Let's do that a few times. Bend the right knee, push into the big toe mount and the center of your heel, re-extend the leg. One more, bend the knee, push into the center of the heel and big toe, lift the inner arch, re-extend the leg. Beautiful. Push into the back heel, draw the spine forward. Keep sending the right hip back. Good. Stay here. One breath. Super. I'm going to keep this shape and I'm going to keep my left hand supported so I can create a twist. This is a revolve triangle. My right hip, I want to send it back, okay? It's going to want to come forward. Send it back, 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 back. Bring the chest and the belly towards your right. Keep sending that right hip back. And then the right arm goes up. Push into your heels. Open up that heart up towards the skies. The more we open that heart, the more we are open to vulnerability, a soft, awakened heart. Good, then bring that right hand down. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold over the right leg. If you need to bend that front knee, bend it, okay? We keep that right hip moving up and back, even if you're bending your knee, either or, okay? Push into that back heel. Lengthen your heart over your right knee. Good, bend the front knee, ending of the sequence. Move the blocks just for a moment. Bring your left knee down. Open the right foot out to the side. Bring both your arms inside the right leg. The blocks may be beneficial again, okay, here. From here, I'm going to either stay on my hands or with the blocks, I'm going to showcase it. You can put your forearms on your blocks and come a little further down. My right foot is turned out a little, and I'm doing that so I can wiggle my hips a little bit from side to side. So give yourself today a little moment to dance or wing the hips a little. Good, or you can stay back at the center. Excellent, one more breath. A reminder of this practice helping us bring awareness and move towards loving kindness. Listen to yourself, okay? Back to hands, onto your sticky, and from there we'll take that right leg back to downward facing dog, pedal the feet, and your choice, if you want a vinyasa, we come to plank. Make your way down. Inhaling, opening that heart sacrum in. Exhale, downward facing dog. There we go. One side. Big breath in through the nose and big exhale through the mouth. Letting it go. Releasing. Good. Second side. Left leg goes up. Left knee bends, we open the hips towards the right, level the shoulders. Push through your right heel, tone that right leg. It's super important, that leg, it's your base. Good, then we return, left foot forward, squeeze the inner thighs. We come up, crescent lunge. Squeeze again through the thighs, extend through the arms. Second chance to open up the chest here, lace the fingers, roll the shoulders, lift the sternum up. Firm your hips. It's like if someone is pressing your hip bones into one another. Then we send the arms up, hands to the heart. Ready for warrior 3. You can step a few times or jump over and come into the shape. Firm the hips again. Hips are facing down, lengthen through the spine. Use your blocks if you need them. One more breath. Then slowly coming back. Warrior 1 shape. And I'm going to take my blocks for support, okay? Bend the front knee first so you can settle your feet. Then we are going to send the left hip back. 3 times we are going to extend and bend that front leg, okay? So I'm pressing into the center of the heel and the big toe mound, and then I'm straightening the front leg. Then I'm bending again. Send the left hip back, press into the center of the left heel, big toe mound, and re-extend. One more. Bend the front knee, left hip back, center of the heel down, big toe mound, pressing down, and we re-extend. Lengthen through the spine, push into that back heel and the outer edge of your right foot. Draw the navel up to the sternum. Now I'm going to keep my right hand supported, and I'm going to spin belly and chest to the left. Revolve triangle. Shoulders back, opening the chest. Last breath. I didn't froze. Good, freeze. And then coming back. Beautiful. Now from here, keep sending that left hip back. Lengthen the heart forward. If you need to bend the front knee, please do it. If you feel that it's too much for the hamstring, lengthen the heart. Bring that heart over to the left knee. One more breath here. Good. Ending the sequence, we bend the front knee, we bring the right knee down. Beautiful. If you want to use just one block, put it in front of you. Move that left foot out a little, the left leg and the toes pointing out. And I'm going to come onto my forearms, maybe onto your mat or the blocks, whichever works for you. Good. And maybe you choose that you want to wiggle the hips from side to side. Just a couple more breaths. Try to lengthen your heart forward. If you work that left hip back, you'll feel still that work in the IT band. Those muscles are connected to your lumbar muscles, the QL. So you'll still be working those pretty much as we've been doing. Good, then slowly returning into your hands. Back from here, downward facing dog. One last vinyasa. If you choose to take it, you don't have to. Plank and down. Developing strength, resilience, and awareness. Okay, down dog. And this is the moment for a child's pose. Coming down onto rest. Checking that you're still all alive. Beautiful. Okay, take one moment here. Resting, returning to the breath, noticing the sensations, bowing onto yourself. Deep breaths to reset that fluidity, collecting the senses, and always an opportunity to root back into the source of love, the point of light. With your breaths, you can center yourself, allowing that energy, that loving, kind awareness to exude from the center, shining through all your pores. Good. Slowly from there, we'll sit up. We are going to take a block so we can sit on it. If you don't have a block, it can be a folded blanket or a pillow. Just make sure for this one that you have something that helps you stay leveled in your hips, okay? I'm going to bend my left knee. I'm mirroring you guys. I'm going to bend my left knee and extend my right leg, okay? That's it. Then I'm going to send my right arm externally rotated behind me, and I'm going to bring left elbow inside the left knee. As you can see, I'm not letting my knee drop to the side. I'm hugging it into the midline, and I'm doing the opposite with my elbow. So they are fighting each other. I'm pushing one into the other. With that, I'm going to use that little tug-of-war to lift the spine and move the fibers of my belly over to the right and the chest over to the right. So it's a twist here, pushing elbow into knee, knee into elbow, lift the spine, move belly and chest to the right, try to soften the shoulders down, chin off the chest. If you want, you can take the chin a little further to the right side, okay? So over the right shoulder. If that doesn't feel good, stay more at the center for 2 more breaths. Then back to center, release that arm, extend your left leg, bring the right knee in. Good, we reset, sitting tall, push through the extended leg. And first I'm going to bring my left arm externally rotated behind me so I have support there. Right elbow inside the right knee. They are pushing into one another. They are helping me lift and move over to the left. Try to send the shoulders down your back. Lift the chin of the chest, maybe over to your left. Slowly returning towards center. Beautiful. Stay in that prop that you have. Bring the soles of the feet together. We are elevated. And then hold your feet. You can also put your belt. I love the belt. I love all the props. So you can also, if you want, if you have it close by, put the belt right under the feet, so that helps me sometimes keep my soles of the feet together, the center of the heels pressing into one another. And I can also use it as a little bit of a traction device, so I can send my shoulders back and down and lift the spine. I really love this because sometimes with the hands it's a little harder to get there. And then just try to lengthen from your groins to your knees without pushing the knees down. Just create that opening there, lifting the heart and widening the collarbones. I want you to imagine that your collarbones have right underneath two very like small kind of like party balloons that are like sitting right underneath, and they are helping them lift up. Shoulder blades down, chin off the chest, soften the face. Two more breaths, letting the tongue rest on top of your bottom palate. Beautiful. Then we slowly release that. Bring your knees towards one another with your hands. I'm going to remove the belt, but we are going to use 2 blocks for one of the last things we are doing. So if you have 2 blocks, bring them with you. If you have only one, you'll do the regular version of a bridge pose that is supported with 1 block. If you want to go into this new version or different one, you're going to bend both your knees. You're going to put your blocks at the height that they feel comfortable for you. For me in particular, for my body, the tallest setting is the one that works, but that may be too high for you, okay? So if you usually take a supported bridge pose with a medium height block, then you do that. I'm going to put both blocks under my sitting bones. So I'm going to push into my feet, lift my bums, and I'm going to set those 2 blocks. They are framing my sacrum, okay? So as you can see, I hope you can see that it's not in my lower back at all. They are right under my butt bones, and I feel my pelvis supported because those 2 blocks, they are right under those 2 heels, let's say, that I have in my glutes, okay? So from there, I'm going to walk my shoulders away from the ears, and I'm going to, again, create that expansion in the chest. Maybe you touch your heels with your hands. Stay there, evenly pressing through the inner and outer edges of your feet. We take a few breaths. Try to relax the back of your skull. If you are able to walk the shoulders down and squeeze or tuck your shoulder blades more into one another, do so. This is a very good way to also reverse the rounding in the upper back that we tend to have when we are texting or in the computers or driving. We are not driving maybe so much now, but yes, a lot of sitting and computer. Good. If you want to add to this from this place, if you feel supported enough to take your legs up towards the ceiling, then you go there. If this feels a little bit unstable because it's different than the usual, then don't do it. You can switch into the 1 block, okay? I'm testing it and it's pretty good. It's just that it feels different in the body. You can also sense if one bone is more pounded than the other, or if you're putting more weight on one side than the other. It gives you a good reference. Stay there. I'm just coming towards you. Keep breathing for a few more cycles. Nice. The inner legs are moving up towards the skies, through the heels. Nice, nice, nice. 1 more breath. I see really nice legs up. Cool. Try to not, in this one, you're not bringing your legs towards your chest, okay? You're just keeping your legs in a perpendicular manner to the floor. Beautiful. Then slowly, listen carefully, slowly bend the knees until you place your feet down. Don't collapse. Good. You will need to activate your glutes to support your lower back in lifting the pelvis off the blocks, and then you're going to slowly bring the pelvis down and don't add anything, just land slowly, okay? Beautiful. After you land slowly, bring 1 knee to your chest. The other foot stays on the mat, just one that naturally goes first. Hug it into the chest. Stay there for a breath. Nice. Then release that one and bring the opposite knee into the chest. Super. Okay. Excellent. Then you can bring both legs into the happy baby. You don't need to see me for this one, but just hold your feet. And if you want, you can rock a little bit from side to side or just stay at the center. And from there, we'll be moving today into our last posture, Shavasana. And you'll choose the way you want to take it. Either your legs supported by a wall, maybe pillows, blankets, to make your Shavasana more comfortable. Remember that this posture is all about returning and releasing, okay? So make yourself a home in your Shavasana. Stillness, silence, restoration. We drop into the deep quiet and we come back to our very source. Your breath, your bones, and your spirit. In silence, the heart's truths come to the surface. And we let the winds of the heart roam freely.